If you have a toilet that is leaking, and by this I don't mean on the outside, it would basically, you would hear a toilet just run. You know, everything's fine, everything's quiet, and then all of a sudden you hear the toilet come on. And it sounds like the water will be filling up the bowl, which is actually what is happening. And most of the time it's because you have a corroded or should I say an eroded um, toilet flapper. And this is actually what you're looking at here is a toilet flapper that can no longer be cleaned, and it also has calcium deposits on it. Now here's what a new flapper would look like, and you can see the difference. One is got a bunch of calcium on it and the other doesn't. Now every once in a while you can clean these things. I've done that before. All you got to do is pull them out, clean them, and put them back on and you're good. But every once in a while, through wear and tear, they will develop a ring around them, and a wear pattern basically where they keep flapping up against the bottom inlet of the toilet that actually lets the water flush into the toilet and no longer will be able to be used. And they are relatively cheap. I think most of the time you can find them for under $5. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is turn the water supply to the toilet off, and this isn't necessary if you're fast enough. Most plumbers, I would imagine, don't bother turning the water supply off. They just pull the flapper valve out and throw another one in. Next up on the list, you will need to take the tank cover off because you need to look inside. Now if the inside of your toilet doesn't look like this, then this video might not be any help. You know, I'm not about to suggest that this is going to work on every application. Here's a close-up, and the black arrow is pointing to the flapper. You can see it in there. And realistically, to remove it, all you need to do is disconnect the chain. Most of the time it's going to be a small chain with a little metal bracket, connecting bracket on there. You just pull that out and then disconnect the flapper, the back of the flapper, from the pipe there. And the pipe's going to have two little tabs on each side, one tab on each side. Just pull the flapper off and then you have removed it. Then simply reverse the process to install the new flapper. Now here's a couple of pictures of the flapper I removed, and again you can see it's just littered with calcium deposits on the top and the bottom, and I already cleaned this one a couple of times, so I was pretty sure once I heard this thing leaking that I wasn't going to be able to replace it. And again, what you're going to be listening for is just the toilet coming on and off for no reason. It'll almost sound like there's a ghost in your bathroom. You're just going to hear it start running, and it'll run for a few seconds and then it'll stop. And depending upon how bad the flapper is damaged will depend upon how often the toilet needs to refill the tank. So there have been flappers where I've actually heard them leaking. So you can actually just stand there and you can hear the water draining out of the tank into the toilet, and then all of a sudden the water comes on and refills the tank, and of course the process starts all over again. So there you have it. The reason why I didn't use a video camera for this is because it would have been difficult for me to hold the video camera, move it around into the desired locations that I would have needed to been in, and of course even would have been difficult if I had someone else holding it and actually being able to film and see what was going on. So like I said, this isn't difficult to do. Shut the water off, remove the flapper, and put the new one in. It realistically, like I said, should be a job that most people can do relatively easy and in less than 10 minutes.